So my name is Victor Rocco. I'm the Research Information Manager at Universidad Andrés Bello from Chile. And here, I am here today to share with you these topics. Are two processes that we have been moving to Pure, that we have been making with different information sources and basically using Excel as for everything. But now we are trying to do at least these two things that are important things to us. And this is from assigning protecting time for research and to the payment of bonuses. So, yeah. That are the sections that, yeah, I look here. Yeah, that are the sections. So first with an overview of Chile, then like a science context of Chile, then something about Universidad Andrés Bello, and then at the fourth and the fifth section, I'm going to explain these two processes that we are doing with Pure. And at least just final comments. Yeah, I hope to be in time. Okay. So like a very brief overview. I would like to show where we are, in which part of the world. So that is Chile, the red country. And we are in South America. I'm not sure if everyone knows about where we are, so because of that, I added a world map there. So, yeah, and then continue with the population. This is just some general things. We are over 50 million people, and that's how we are distributed by gender and age. Yeah, and with the national flag. So, and we speak Spanish, as well as the other countries that are listed there. So, and yeah, Spain, of course, because we all were colonies from Spain. Yeah. Just that about Chile. So, and then about the science context. So here, I take this table. I made this table from data extracted from Scival. And here you can see how we are compared with the world and with South America. So there is a big difference in volume, of course. We are a small country, and I calculated this, and the scholarly output from Chile is about 0.4% of the world production. So not even 1%, no, 0.4. Okay, and 10.9 of the South America production. But with the citation count, it's a little different. We have the 5% of the world citation, and 15% of South America. And the authors is very similar. It's very similar as the scholarly output. That is quite obvious because these authors produce these research outputs. So it's like the same, 0.4% of the world, the authors. But if you see the field-weighted citation impact and the citations per publications, we are over the the average of the world and on South America, in both. And I added here these wheels of Cyval with the topics. And yeah, you can see the volume is very different, but the areas are very similar. We have research in most areas. Yeah. And the period is 2013 to 2017. It's the same period for the image. So, yeah. And then, yeah, I added here this table with top 10 universities ordered by Scopus scholarly output. And we are in the seventh position here about volume. But you can notice that we are fifth considering the citations. So we don't have so many documents here, but if we order this using another index, this is Web of Science, we have a better position here. We are in the fourth place. Then, okay, I haven't read the law and anything, but I put this here because I think it's something interesting that could be causing many good effects for the future. Having a new Ministry of Science and Technology should be good, but we don't know about the budget. So that is still a mystery. Oh, yeah, because I forgot to say in the previous image, but all these research outputs are produced by like 10,000 PhD that are the 20% of the whole academics of faculties of the country. And just with a 0.35% of our GDP. Yeah. Chile is not investing too much in science. So I hope now with this ministry it could be better. Yeah, now about Universidad Andrés Bello. We are a private university. We are part of laureate international universities. We are very young, with only 30 years of existence. We have 3 headquarters, the main in Santiago and the others in Viña del Mar in Concepción. We have 11 schools or faculties, I don't know, I put the name in Spanish because faculties is something confused, because when you say faculties, we can understand about the researchers as well. So we have over 40,000 students, and yeah, we are the biggest considering that. And yeah, the number of faculties or academics is very huge to us, but there's something tricky there because more than 4,000 faculties, but this is including all the lecturers, so the professors that made some courses just for hours, but the faculties that are contracted like permanently, we have like 1,200, more or less. And this year we have identified 234 active researchers or faculties active in research. And they are all PhD. And then, if you consider the full-time employees, like a metric, the number is not the same because not every faculty have a full-time contract. So, but the PhD is very similar to the number of active researchers. So we have 26 master programs and 9 active PhD programs. Yeah, we participate of the national assessment and an international assessment as well. This is voluntary, of course, but necessary. Yeah, the National Commission of Accreditation, the CNA, give us recently 5 years of accreditation. I don't know if this is similar in other countries, but we have a difference about the years of accreditation and the areas. In 4 of the 5 areas. Then we have 5 years in the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. Oh, yeah. The table. I don't know if you can see something, but here we have all the accredited institutions, the higher education institutions, and separated by like a context groups. Yeah, the three that are on the top, Universidad de Chile, Pontificia Universidad Católica, and Concepción. Yeah, they have the full years that the CNA give to the universities. So 7 years. Only these 3 institutions have 7 years, and they are accredited in the 5 areas. Then the other 5 have all areas, but 1 year less, 6 years of accreditation. Then the next group, all areas, but 5 years. But 5 years. And the 4th group, UNAB is here in this group, and the difference here is that we are accredited just in 4 of the 5 areas. Yeah, missing postgraduate teaching. Yeah, but we are working to get that. Yeah, and then continue having 1 year less and 1 year less, the next groups. Yeah, a little of research history of Andrés Bello University. If we check Web of Science and Scopus, we can find research outputs from 1993 and 1999. And if we see these graphs, no, I didn't work. Sorry. The link is not made, but okay, it's not so important. That graph shows that the research output have been increasing very rapidly from that years until now. And we were like in, I don't know, 15th position at the beginning, and now we are 4th in Web Science and 7th in Scopus. And we're trying to consolidate the 4th position after the 3 big universities, Universidad de Chile, Pontificia Universidad Católica, and Concepción. So we want to be the 4th. The university started with this research office, in Spanish is DGI, and now we have a vice-rectory that have 4 areas. These areas are the research office, innovation and entrepreneurship office, technological transfer, and doctoral programs. So the whole team is about 13 persons, and the Pew team is just me. That's because one person. So, and the library, yeah, unfortunately, the library is not cooperating by now at this project, working with Pew. We try to do something. They manage this RIA, the repository, yeah, this is the institutional repository in this space. And they have the, like the, how to say, they manage the contracts and that kind of things about Scopus, web science, but they don't use it, these things. We use it. Another database, of course, of journals and that kind of stuff. And we try to do the like synchronization, could be, between Pure and the repository. But they had some technical problems, and I don't know, they stopped. I saw the other day a Jira ticket about this, but it was closed because the person at the library was not responding anymore. So I don't know. I have to ask what happened. So yeah. Oh yeah, that is my team, the vice rectory. But I don't know, the link is broken. So yeah, I put the international recognition, but then I was thinking it's more like international recognition. It's like a consideration. Yeah, because being like 1,000 in the position is not a big recognition, but yeah, but we are there. Yeah, we weren't there before. We are there. But what I would show more is the position that we have, yeah, after the comma, the position that we have in the national context. So we are in this ranking at the 9th position between 16 institutions that were considered. Yeah, and I put there the previous year, but I will show in just the last version. So for the Times Higher Education, for the Latin American version, yeah, we got this 5th place. Then ARGU, yeah, this is the academic ranking of world universities in Shanghai. And we got here the 3rd place between 4 institutions that were considered. Yeah, because the criteria is very different between the rankings. So not many institutions were considered here because of the nature and science publications. And yeah, and we have the only highly cited researcher from Chile is in our institution and is our president or rector, yeah. A very cited person. And yeah, that helped to enter to this ranking. In the QS, Latin America, yeah, we got the 11 position. And then in Europe, the 5th. Simago, the 5th. And the previous year we were 3rd. In this nature index that we monitored as well, we got this 3rd position, but considering this fractional count, they have done a weighted fractional count to measure how the authors are contributing in these science and nature papers. Yeah, here I put the topics, civil topics, and that is our topics in the same period. to 2013 to 2017. And yeah, you can see the main areas there. We have more in physics and biology, but yeah, the yellow and that colors are like social sciences. And we are not so strong with social sciences, but we are working to improve there. Yeah, economy and that kind of stuff. And if we have here this comparison that we can view in more detail. Yeah, we have a little of everything, but with an important difference in the volume. So about our relation with Elsevier. We had a Scopus many years before. Well, I joined the university in 2015, so I asked every time to subscribe tools like this. So the next year, in 2016, I got Cyval, yeah, and we were the second or I don't know third Chilean university subscribing this product. And yeah, it was very useful because we were working in this national assessment process, and it was fantastic to get information, tables, comparisons, everything. And we used to get data from here, but with Pure we can do other things. So we still use Cyval, of course, because it's very powerful. But to get fresh data, we use other sources. So then we got Pure. Yeah, finally. Yeah, I was requiring this many times, and I got it. So, and we were the second Chilean university subscribing this product. But first, if we consider more models than the portal, because Universidad de Santiago was the first one, but they had only the portal, and yeah, we wanted to contact them to see how was their experience in the implementation process. But yeah, the Pure team that was helping us, they told that they were trying to contact people in Universidad de Santiago, but no one answered, and it seems like the old team that were with this project is no more there, so it was like just the portal working alone. And so we did it by our self-experience. And we were very fast online because, yeah, we had this urgency to show things for the accreditation, for the assessment. And in 3 months, we had the product online. Yeah, but people were not prepared. So from that time until now, it had been very slow to get other things done, more than research outputs automatically detected, and the portal, yeah. But we have been working to improve many processes, and we have to add more information soon. So we have no delay here, theoretically, because I have to import the candidates, so sometimes I have no time. It's not my priority, so then the researchers begin to ask, oh, yeah, I saw my publication, this is in Scopus, I want to see that in Pure. Yeah. yeah, and we can have here Scopus plus Web Science information, so we can obtain more complete reports. And of course, if we have the project prices and more information, we can do more complex reports. And finally, yeah, this year, we were contacted by someone from Plamex, and yeah, Laureate provided this like a test, but we have a platform, our own Plamex platform, but we haven't used it yet. We configured everything with Pure, with the repository, and there is, but I don't have time to do that. To do that, yeah, no. So this is the first tema, identifying faculties active in research. So this is like defining who are considered active researchers and how much available time for research they will have along next year. So we take a picture of the production of these academics, and then we say, okay, they are in this category, they will have this amount of free time for do this research, depending on what he made or he is obtaining. This is something that cost $2.5 million yearly because of the lecturers contracting. So you saw before that we have like 1,000 contracted faculties, but more than 4,000 considering the lecturers. So because of the time that these researchers have to dedicate to the investigations, we have to contract a lot of lecturers. So, and the criteria is based on awards and publications, considering the 3 last years plus the current year. And we have 7 categories. And these categories are excellence. And these are researchers that are directors or sub-directors of excellence awards or grants, big projects with like consortiums and participation of many universities. Yeah, if they are directors of their things, they are of excellence. And they should dedicate just 5% of their time to for teaching time. The rest is for research. The leaders, yeah, they should have, they should be PI of this regular Fondesit. Fondesit is one of the more prestigious contests, scientific contests, and the regular is the main category. Yeah. So here, these leaders. Oh yeah, that is one way, and the other way to be leader is to have at least 2 papers, 2 publications per year. Yeah, in average, and they get them 10% of teaching time. Then the initiation is the same teaching time, but they qualify here with being PI from the other category, that is more junior, I could say. Then the regular is initiation, and then we have innovation with the same time, but they are PIs of innovation awards with other funds and relation with companies, that kind of things. Yeah, and the associates, they are like co-investigators, and yeah, they don't have their own projects, and they could be them also with one publication per year, and they should have more teaching time, so less time for research. And formation, they are recent PhD or postdoc. Yeah, no more than 2 years they have to finish their PhD or postdoc. And then the last one is simply non-researcher. Doesn't match the criteria. So someone that doesn't match these criteria is considered non-researcher. And at the beginning, we just laud pure the researchers. So all the other academics that have one publication or book or different things, but didn't match this criteria, were not considered, were not uploaded, and no show it at the portal. But we are starting to add more people now. Yeah, and this is like the process. The research office manage the awards information, so they send me the information to upload this to Pure. For this other side, the Scopus and Web of Science papers are being imported to Pure. And I have to validate these papers, yeah, of course, review that everything is right, and validate, and upload this award information. Then I get reports about this, and then we have to assign the categories that I defined. So then, doing this, I can build a more complete report considering everything, the categories, the number of papers, and awards. Then the deans have to see this report and check it, and then discuss if everything is okay with their faculties. And the faculties have to review their profiles, and if something is missing, have to add this information or ask me to upload this. Yeah, because currently they don't have permission. They don't have permission to do this. They have to ask me, and that is because we related the research output to another process that is very important to control what is being uploaded. So, but doing this, we should obtain the necessary feedback to put everything in Pure, and then having the reports we need to classify very well the researchers. So, how we have been using Pure to implement this? Uploading awards, but sincerely, we have been having some troubles with the awards. So we're working to fix this. But it's supposed to be so. Then getting the report and creating these labels. We created as keywords. And giving access to the deans to check everything in Pure, and allowing deans and researchers to add more information. But that is like the final step, because first we are trying to put everything, all the information about this grant, and if something is missing, they should add something like complementary. But we need to control this first. Then, yeah, we created these labels as keywords. We obtained the reports of these years, and we are adding the missing papers when notified. Most missing papers are from Web of Science, because we don't have active the automatic detection of Web of Science, because we obtain many duplicates. So I prefer to add something that is especially only of Web of Science when they notify the authors. So we're working to get these awards loaded as we need to get the reports that we need. Yeah, this is an example of the keywords that we created with the categories, the researcher categories. We configured that. We configured that in the keywords section. I don't remember very well, but now they are available to put this label. Yeah, then we have to build this report that, for now, just counting the research output, but we have to add the information about projects, and then an example of a web science publication. Yeah, this complete report should be something like that, with different grants categories and with the count of papers, and then the classification that they obtain. So this year we have identified 234 faculties active in research and distributed as follows. Yeah, I excluded the non-researchers. But this year we couldn't use this whole process as I designed, because we have some troubles with the awards information. So we did it partially. So for the next year, I hope to have this working as we need. But yeah, the bonus payment. This is the second final theme. This is an initiative given to every an incentive given to every researcher that publishes an indexed research output under Universidad Andrés Bello affiliation, according to the following criteria. Should be of Web Science core collection, the Science Citation Index expanded, the Social Science Citation Index, and the Art and Humanities Citation Index. Yeah, and also Scopus since 2017. Because before we were not taking Scopus into account. And the title of the document should be article, review, conference, paper, and letter. And this is now monthly processed. And we have different ways to conduct this process depending on the type of academic. So if it's regular professors with permanent contract, or if they are lecturers, because of administrative things, legal things, we can't pay the same way. So, and this is equivalent to $1 million of spend yearly, and is increasing. So I put here this workflow for the regular faculties, and I put the number 1 to identify after this kind of faculties. So when we have a valid paper, a valid publication as candidate, me as research information manager had to validate this paper and notify the researcher. And then the researcher have to indicate how to distribute this bonus, because they have this whole amount of money in this bonus. But okay, if it's one author, it's easy. But if they are 10, 3, 5, I don't know, they can assign different percentage of the bonus for every author. So it was very difficult to manage this, because we were doing this with email, just with email. So I got many emails and with many answers about the percentage of money, and if I have some error, oops, it was something complicated. So, but this is the model. And then when I have all the information, all the feedback, I send this validated list to the research office and the vice rectory of research and doctorates, and ask for approval. Then I get this approval, and I send this approved list to human resources because they pay. We identify who to pay, but they pay. So they pay this bonus within the salary. But for the lecturers, it's different because first we have to ask to the dean, and the dean could say okay or not. And if say okay, we continue asking for approval to the vice rector. The vice rector say okay. Then we have to notify the researcher. Then the researcher have to send like a voucher for services for the research director, for me in copy, and for the vice rectory of economics and finances, because they pay, or they require the pay, because the Servicios Andinos is like an external company that do this, and they pay, but mostly they pay through a document in the bank, and just a few researchers get this payment in their accounts, like with an e-transfer. So then later they ask, "Where's my payment?" In the bank. So we have to fix that. Yeah, and no one say that. They have to ask. So here, this is how it worked before, until April. We used just website records and the year before. So, for example, this year we had using the 2017, but well, that was 2016 because that was until April 2017. So we have to download the data and then manually in Excel build this row list, notify the researchers by email. That could be many emails with questions and everything. And then finally having the information of the percentage systematized in Excel again. We have another list, manually also, but validated with the information that they send, and we ask for the approval. Then with the approval, we send that to human resources, and they pay. That is how it works. But then, since May of the last year to October, yeah, we added Scopus, and we were like traditionally paying the year before, so at that time 2016, and it was very complicated because I had to download data from 2 years, from 2 databases, and do this list every month. So it was being very complicated because, yeah, the process is very similar, the same approvals, and then sending this to human resources and everything. But this was like doing this, was like comparing all that files every month. It was a nightmare, really. And we got several duplicates, some duplicate payments also. Yeah, and we had some issues because of these Scopus articles that were article in press, because sometimes appears in some year and then are being updated with the next year. So it's the same article, but with different years. Yeah, we had problems with that. And with the VLOOKUP, because not always is work this comparison with the title and the DOI. So, and then we designed this Google form that the researcher had to add the information there, because this was transforming in too much comparisons and too many duplicates. And so we said it's better that they put there what they want to be recognized and paid. So then the process is very similar, but adding the participation of the dean in the cases that they are the other kind of professors, and for human resources, the other professors. So, and a lot of arrows. I put different colors, but it's still complicated to follow. Yeah, but then they get paid with the same way. Yeah, here human resources on top, and then here the other way by the vice rectory of economics. Okay, yeah. So to get this in Pure, we were giving user access to every person registered in Pure. They hadn't access before. Just they had the option to see their profiles, but in the Pure portal, but without access to the platform. So we gave access, and we used this 3-step workflow, setting up the option author contribution percentage. And we use this option for research outputs to assign this percentage to the bonus. So it's 100% is whole bonus, or 50-50. And then getting a specific report of the year, of the validated publications, we get everything with the percentage. And we had to create this email account dedicated only to this procedure. It's bonopublicaciones@unab.cl. Setting it up to send messages directly from Pure when importing. So when I import a new content, a new research output, this email is generated and explain the whole process and everything. So we designed a step-by-step guide to explain the process, but not everyone read that, so I have to explain by email many times. So, yeah, I have to finish with this, yeah. So that is the workflow. This is how the publication is entry in progress. So they receive that in entry in progress. They have to put the percentage and send for validation. Then I stamp the date, put it validated, and I get the report. And that's the email, the manual. Well, I know that's this. But this is, yeah, like the final version, how it's working now, okay? But it's very similar to the others. And so, like, final comments. Well, bonus payment is supported now with an easier way to catch information and to communicate with researchers. No more emails to do this. Faculties get interested in Pure rapidly because of that, because of money. So although they continue having many questions about the system, so no everyone understands. But we explain. So identifying faculties active in research will be quicker from now because we have everything in the same place. All research information should be managed in Pure, within Pure. That's what I want. More commitment and collaboration is needed because I'm working now very alone. So I need help from IT, from the schools, the other vice rectories, of research, economics, academics, human resources, international relations, library, everything. So I want to populate with that ideas because it could be easier to do other things. And I want to connect all researchers with pure community, but I don't know how by now. Yeah, and we are convinced to add this new model for the next year, for the internal contest and for project management. Yeah, so this is a bonus track. A few things that I wanted to share with you and that I will put in Jira.